All right, hello everyone, and welcome back to the COE 1v1 tournament. It is time for our next matchup of the weekend. It is Bartek versus Okinamo. Two very, very strong players at very similar skill sets as well, both very strong on speed and very strong on hidden as well. My name is Dio. I'm joined by Blue once again for this cast.
Hello everyone. Whoa, that's very loud.
That's very loud, but
I'm gonna get turned down.
Well, just hold it farther in front of your face. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. In the meantime, though, for Bartek and Okinamo, it is time to come over and do the rolls. So for both players, we'll go ahead and grab some dice once again, get our D100s ready to go. All right, that is a 43 for Okinamo. And an 84 for Bartek, who will be winning the roll and getting his choice of either first pick or first ban in chat. And from here, I think we actually probably have a pretty interesting discussion about the protects and bans for both of these players, because I'm not sure that they're clear at all, honestly. Thinking about how both of these players have very similar play styles, how both of them really like picking into the same types of maps, I think it almost benefits them to ban out things that they're worst at rather than that they're best at or that their opponent is good at in this case.
Yeah, I think so. And I mean, tournament strategy is it's a fairly difficult thing to talk about because, you know, everybody has a different thing going into their matches. You know, I want to ban my weakness, or I want to ban my opponent's strength. And for these two, I'm not entirely sure because, you know, we have Bartek, really good at speed, hidden, Okinamo, even the same thing.
Yeah.
So
it makes it much harder when you're facing somebody who is good at the exact same things as you. I think you end up probably banning out a lot of the maps that you're just really shaky on yourself. We might even see double Hard Rock bans in this matchup, leaving up something like the Hard Rock 1. We might even see something like a ban out on just a quote-unquote RNG pick. Something like the Nomad 1 or Hard Rock 1 that's going to be, you know, very difficult for these players to be consistent on 100% of the time. And I think those types of bans are going to be far more common to see. We might also see very similar protects. Maybe, for example, Bartek protecting a couple of the hidden maps. He's been leaning more and more into the hidden as of recent in his tournament play, as opposed to speed, and potentially Okinamo protecting a couple of those speed picks instead.
that's nice. We actually get the bracket here. As we can see, Recap versus Malteser and the two matches to come.
Yeah.
Bartek, Okinamo, Cat Burger, was it? Yes. Cat Burger and Mishni.
Yeah, the two kind of underdogs, actually, making it through a little bit. Of course, Michny, a very, very well-known open-ranked tournament player, somebody with many tournament badges to his name, but a relatively low-ranking player at the moment, especially in a tournament like this. Catburger, very similar situation, I believe, still 4-digit, not even top 1,000, but managing to make it through the first round against Abyssal. A very, very big upset yesterday, so definitely a match I think a lot of people are looking forward to. And now we get the map pool here. Same map pool all throughout the weekend. If you're watching from home, you won't have to adjust to a different map pool. And if you're tuning in live at the venue, you can stop by anytime and see matches on the same map pool throughout. Of course, right now we are in the quarterfinals. Don't be fooled by the finals label at the top of that map pool scene. It is a quarterfinals matchup between these two. It is one bracket and one map pool, and that's why that label will be the same all throughout the weekend. We do see a couple early bans come through, by the way. Hidden 1 banned out by Bartek in this matchup, I think is a little bit of a surprise. Okinamo, of course, still very good at hidden, but Bartek, like I said, has been leaning more and more into that hidden throughout recent tournaments in 2022. And a DT4 ban from Okinamo. It looks like we're getting right into it, though. Hidden 3 actually first picked by Bartek right afterwards, so potentially not wanting to deal with some of the more streamy focus in that hidden 1 for Bartek.
Yeah, and both of these players classically good on hidden. Looking at a fairly even matchup here, in my opinion, on one of the potentially the hardest maps in the pool. Yeah, and through the intro here, Okinamo taking the lead here.
But Bartek sure to get it back now with a little bit of a better combo. Does find the miss there, but okinamo resets right afterwards. So not going to be too bad of a score lead at the moment. About 30k for Bartek. Both players trading these misses back and forth. There's another combo lead for okinamo with that untraded miss from Bartek. Another miss comes through for Bartek during that pattern, but okinamo finds the miss right afterwards. And it seems like Bartek just a little bit more consistent on this map overall, keeping the score lead in his favor at 30k.
Yeah, no, this map not very long.
No.
Maybe about 2-3 minutes long. Looking at a 30k score lead for Bartek right now.
Sure. Still keeping that about 20,000 score lead right now for Bartek. okinamo closing in slowly but surely on him at the moment. A little bit of a better combo here for okinamo at the end. Finds the break right afterwards, though. Keeps that lead right at around that 20k mark. Both players comboing this section right into each other. Finally, a break from Bartek comes through. okinamo now with a little bit of a combo advantage. Any little bit of combo helps a lot. Scoring in laser, very different from Score V2, much more akin to Score V1, and that extra combo not going to be enough for okinamo to find the score lead here going into the ending. That is a successful first pick for Bartek. The win by less than 20,000 score for him, starting off 1-0. Very solid first pick for him on that map, and I think okinamo likely to pick into probably some of the protected picks that he had. I'm thinking probably the Nomad 5 or the Double Time 3 to start out with. okinamo is also traditionally a very good DT2 player, one of the best DT2 players around. You see him in most World Cup, especially in Grand Finals, often carrying the team even on some of those Double Time 2 picks. Very high BPM, streamy focused maps, so I think those would be pretty obvious picks for him, generally speaking. Seems like the Nomad 5 actually is going to be the first pick for okinamo. Also a map that makes sense, another speed map in that Nomad pool. 260 BPM bursts and stream spam is the name of the game on this one. It's been a very popular pick all throughout the weekend. It's been seen in almost every single match, as it is a very straightforward type of map, this Nomad 5.
Yeah, Nomad 5, definitely a strength to both of these players, I think. Bartek taking the first point, though. Going to be feeling confident going into this, especially considering he's good at speed. Offering each other a nice cheers. Cheers to everyone in the crowd as well. I think a notoriously long break.
Yes, notoriously long intro in this map. Definitely cheers to the crowd, though. It's been very fun casting live with the crowd, seeing everybody's reactions, having people doing the wave during some of the matches and things like that. It's, I have to say, way more fun than just casting at home like usual. Love these LAN event casts. It's so much fun.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, we're going to see here who's feeling more consistent on the speed picks. You know, considering both of them, different story to last match. Fairly similar skill sets between the two players, and as we get underway here, Bartek finding early breaks and okinamo seeming quite comfortable.
I think that question of who's more comfortable on speed is already answered after this intro. 70% on the intro for Bartek and 97% with the full combo for okinamo on that intro. Classically good speed player for okinamo. I was talking before, you know, previously carrying the German team in OWC Grand Finals on Double Time 2, things like that. Somebody who is just known for being ultra consistent on these types of speed picks, especially in late round tournaments.
Yeah, and I mean, as you can see, literally 400 combo lead right now. Bartek not able to find anything.
This alt section here not throwing okinamo off as well. Does actually find a miss on the transition into the longer streams right afterwards, but I don't think it's going to matter too much. Look at the score lead right now. 160k to 340k. That is 180,000 score lead for okinamo at the moment. Sitting pretty at the moment. Should not be worried at all about losing this pick. Even with it only being in the first third of the map or so, this is a massive lead for him.
Yeah, definitely over almost 200k now. Looking really comfortable, Okinamo, looking to take this this point to match Bartek's 1 point right now.
Neither player missing on the 1/3s there. These 1/3s consistently here right before another burst now. Most players not finding misses on this section at all. Actually, Bartek going to be finding a miss on that last 1/3 pattern and on the transition into the consecutive bursts now. These consecutive quints and triples all over the place in this part of the map can be very stamina draining for some players, but Okinamo really not having trouble with it. Still on 97 accuracy to boot, looking very, very good on this map overall.
But yeah, as we can see, really Okinamo, that question of who's consistent on speed right now, it's all Okinamo. Yeah, just incredibly comfortable, 97%.
And I have to say, after this pick, it really seems like Bartek should have used that ban on one of the other speed maps, because this is such a good performance for Okinamo in comparison to Bartek on speed right now, that it doesn't even seem like a question of exactly what the pick should be from here on out. Like these players are of two completely different skill sets, like we saw between Malteser and Batu earlier almost.
Yeah, definitely, and I'm quite confident on a DT3 pick here from Okinamo after this, because looking at this, Bartek's really not consistent on speed today.
No, definitely not. Potentially does have a good chance on stuff like the Nomad 2 and the double time too. A little bit lower BPM, but like you said on DT3, I think we almost have to favor Okinamo on that map. Bartek is very good at super high BPM stuff as well. Double time 3 potentially can get some score together, but on a map like that, Okinamo just crushing it. 520,000.
Yeah, and there we have it. Tying it up, Okinamo. It's going to be a close one.
Yeah, I think we'll probably see some traded points back and forth between these two players. We got both low approach rate maps open for Bartek as well, both the Hidden 2 and that Nomad 6 still left open after the initial round of bans. That double time 4, actually, the ban coming out from Okinamo. So it definitely makes sense that we'll probably see one of those other either hidden or low approach rate maps get picked up. I think probably into some of the techier picks or altier picks afterwards for Bartek, especially with that ban on the double time 4, for example. Nomad 3 or Nomad 4 afterwards looks very, very attractive.
Yeah, and sounds like Nomad 6 right now.
It does. Sounds like that Nomad 6 got picked, so I think we'll be into it just in a moment here.
And here we go. Oh yeah, Okinamo really not looking comfortable on this right now.
Oh, in fact, he's
seemingly stopping playing. Round of applause. Such bravery by Okinamo. Trying valiantly on this Nomad 6. Yeah, this map is not easy whatsoever, and I mean, as we can tell, Okinamo 40%. Bartek having a much better time right now.
I joked about Malteser being Abyssal's blood brother on this map, but I feel like it's Okinamo right now down in the 40s alongside Abyssal on this map. It's just
might even be doing a little bit worse than Abyssal.
Yeah. This is, well, I mean, kind of to be expected.
Yeah, I mean,
Bartek, a very, very good low approach rate player, by the way. Obviously doing pretty well on this map for himself right now. This is AR6, by the way, for anybody watching at home or unaware of the map. Custom mapped by Devious Panda. Tons of overlapping jumps in this map that are just demonic to read. I mean, I tried looking at this map in the editor, and I couldn't read it when I was looking over the map pool. Yeah, I'm a tournament player. I play a lot of low approach rate maps, and I still couldn't make sense of it in the editor. It is demonic. So hard.
Yeah, this definitely needs a long, hard look in the editor, because I wasn't even able to play this. I was getting C ranks, and then you saw it was the only pick I happened to win today, so definitely a lot of practice needed, and we can see Bartek's been putting in the work. 250 combo now, finding a break on some of the harder jumps, but yeah, looking really, really solid right now. Pushing over 500, Okinamo just not having a great time right now.
I would just like to point out for anybody watching that Bartek is currently doing this on the Rafis DT skin. He gets 500k on this with Rafis DT skin. No combo colors needed on this map for him.
Well, that's impressive, to be honest. Wow, you're a weirdo for doing that, Bartek. Honestly.
Yeah, most players, for context, most players reading, AR6 or a very low approach rate really prefer lots of different combo colors in their skins because it makes it far easier to parse out the patterns and make sure you know where your cursor is supposed to be going. But apparently not necessary for Bartek, who just beast modes his way through with completely transparent hit circles.
Yeah, no, you're right. It makes a huge difference, honestly. And, you see players like Badu and Ikoro. They have skins with lots of combo colors. They're able to differentiate the notes. And, yeah, Bartek really surprising with the DT skin there, but taking a 2-1 lead. I think Okinamo picking DT2 here.
Absolutely.
Yeah, one of the more
for him. Yeah.
Stamina-intensive maps. Looking at potentially a close one here. I'm not entirely sure if Bartek's going to do too well on this, but we'll find out as we get underway. Bartek almost an SS right now. Okinamo with the 95%.
Yeah, the one thing that Bartek does have going for him on this sort of map is it's much lower BPM than something like the Nomad 5 or the DT3. And I think it can be a little bit better for him because of that. Not necessarily going to be completely speed gapped on something like the 260 BPM Nomad 5 streams, but does find some combo breaks there. Okinamo, luckily for him, missing at the same point there, so a little bit of combo lead, a little bit of score lead for Bartek in the start of the map going to be preserved, but now combo once again in Okinamo's favor on these speed picks as Bartek finds more and more breaks. This map, we talked about this earlier, Blue, that a lot of these maps in this map pool are actually a lot easier at the start than they are at the ending. And it makes it so that, especially in something like this, if you're not comfortable with the start on this map, if you're finding a lot of combo breaks at the start, you're certainly not going to have a better time near the end.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, Okinamo definitely not liking how close this was at the start, but he's coming back with a brilliant 300 combo. Bartek not able to find anything right now. Okinamo comboing through that slider stream, actually, going into the more intense streams here. Does unfortunately find a break, though.
He's not going to be able to combo through all of the map, but that is already a pretty sizable score lead. 80,000 for Okinamo on the board right now. Looking very good going through the slider streams in this Ki time, and just crushing it, honestly. He's looking very, very solid at this point. Axe still up at 97% for Okinamo versus 92%, 91% right now for Bartek. So this is a much better score for Okinamo on the board at the moment, and I think that score lead is only going to grow going into the ending. Again, this map just gets harder and harder as it goes on, so no real chance of a comeback if you can't properly handle the middle section.
Yeah, it's very unforgiving. BYOC really doing a good job on the stamina end of things here, really challenging some of these top-end players. And Okinamo just shredding these long streams. Look at that. Even comboing the slider stream, breaking unfortunately right after, but it's such a commanding lead, 550k almost. It's looking like he's going to tie it up 2-2 here.
Yeah, that is a very solid couple of first picks for both of these players. The hidden 3 for Bartek and the Nomad 6 for him afterwards. Of course, the Nomad 5 and the double time 2 here for Okinamo. Both players really establishing exactly what they want to go for from the start of this match, and I think it paints a pretty interesting picture of the rest of it, looking at a lot of really gimmicky maps for Bartek and a lot of speedier, stamina-focused maps for Okinamo. Crushing that one, 600k for him on the board.
Yeah, and I mean, it's looking really close right now. Everybody taking their picks.
Yeah, I think both of these players have now really, like I said, flushed out exactly what they want to pick, what they want to go for in this matchup. And it's a lot different from what we thought at the start, right? We thought this was going to be two players, getting very, very close scores on a lot of very similar maps. But as of right now, it seems like both of these players have some pretty different skill sets that they've tended to settle into over the last couple of years. Okinamo settling more and more into the speed, and Bartek settling more and more into the hidden and gimmick side of things. So it does give us a little bit of, some differences between the players here. Does seem like we're getting a couple of technical issues for Bartek. I know he was having, I believe it was some tablet troubles at the start of the match, so hopefully we'll get those sorted out shortly and be back into things.
Yeah, I mean, maybe we should talk a little bit more about the potential picks for these two players.
I think so. Well, I hear one of them right now. I believe that's Hard Rock 3. picked up for Bartek, if my ears don't deceive me right now.
I don't think they do. I mean, that's fairly unexpected. From Bartek, was that?
Yeah, this is Bartek's next pick. Okinamo just picked the DT2, right? So Bartek picking into the Hard Rock 3, picking that slider aim in Hard Rock. I think probably going for this because of the the slider gimmick aim and a little bit of the alt requirements in this map. There are a lot of really high spacing alt triples in this map. So I think the style of map suits him very well. I think the mod choice is interesting. I wish we had player cams on right now.
Hey, Bartek! Cheers, my friend!
Give it to me, man. I don't have mine.
Oh my lord. Bart, oh my god.
Bartek.
He leaves his computer at the start of the map.
Maybe getting a board.
Yeah,
Here.
perhaps getting a board.
We're good?
Yeah. We like to have fun here at the event. We like to have fun.
Yeah, we love to have fun. Definitely winnable. You know, solid 0%.
Yeah.
To a 10%. You know, only a 10% ag difference.
Yeah. Not that bad. Not that bad. Yeah, maybe a little bit too much fun for some players here at the event, but
No, it's all in the spirit.
Interesting matches.
It's all in the spirit of LAN.
Yeah. All right, I think we will probably get a spectator client reset here as we get into it for the second time. Both players fully ready to go this time around.
Yeah, and here we go. Unexpected pick by Bartek, though.
Yeah, I definitely was expecting him to go into the hidden 2, given that's still up. He just won the No Mod 6 in pretty convincing fashion, but perhaps saving the hidden 2 for later on into the match. I can only assume, given how one-sided the No Mod 6 was here.
Yeah, these sliders are really hard to combo. We're going to see a lot of breaks into these more intense sections. And as we were discussing before, this really early combo matters a lot in the grand scheme of the map.
Yeah, just a little bit of a combo lead. You can see only a 50 combo lead, and Bartek has a 40,000, 50,000 score lead right now over Okinamo. So it's a really much more impactful early combo than you would usually see on Score V2. Laser scoring much like a kind of 1-mil limited Score V1, essentially. So these early combo leads mattering a lot, and there's now a big combo
finding a
lead
break
for
on that
Okinamo.
stream. Okinamo with the 200 combo. Yeah, these sliders are so intense, and if you even miss aim a slight bit, you're going to slide a break, just like Okinamo right there. Finding another break. This score is neck and neck right now.
Either player getting a combo lead right now would matter actually quite a bit. This is a relatively short map, only about 2 minutes 30 seconds, 3 minutes long. And there's the slider break for Bartek. Okinamo now with a combo lead should be able to take the score lead over his side shortly here. But that score lead is stubborn right now, not really looking to move over at all as Bartek continues to combo during the ult section. There's another miss for him, but there goes Okinamo's combo as well. And that score lead actually staying on the side of Bartek through that extra combo for Okinamo, not moving over. It's less than a 10,000 score lead though, neck and neck for these players going into the back half of the map.
That combo through the ult section there was really impressive by Okinamo, but unfortunately, he can't push the score lead over. There's an equal combo here, and as we build up, if Bartek doesn't break, he's going to maintain this lead.
I think that was the accuracy finally mattering in this match. Look at the act. Bartek 94, 95%, down in the 80s right now, high 80s for Okinamo. So I think that accuracy during that build-up section right before the break really mattered a lot.
Okinamo finding a slider break right now. Bartek really wanting to extend this lead right now.
And the longer he can hold through the slider aim section, the bigger that lead's going to get. Another break comes through for Okinamo, so now this score lead should start to balloon a bit for Bartek. He finds the slider break as well, though, and now it's just completely neck and neck. A little more than 10k score lead for Bartek, but it could swap over at any point with any combo coming through from Okinamo.
Wow, this is almost neck and neck right now. If Bartek can't find a combo, Okinamo might actually take this. to the last 5 or 10%. Here we go.
Here's the alt
Okinamo!
sections. Both of them finding the break, though. And no combo for either player means that these score leads should stay put. Both players dropping the same act as well. And that is barely, once again, the win for Bartek.
Yeah, that was so unfortunate by Okinamo. Almost making that comeback, but Bartek taking his own pick there for a 3-2 lead.
Yeah, very solid point for Bartek. Once again, really, really close point, though. I mean, 490 to 477K, extremely close between the two players. So Bartek kind of picking that toss-up map a little bit, especially with that hidden 2 still left up. A little bit of a risky move to pick a map like that in the middle of the match as opposed to at the start, but it works out for him and pays off with the extra point lead for him now. 3-2, winning his own pick.
Yeah, definitely closer than he might have liked. Definitely an intense one, but looking like DT3 is going to come in here. Okinamo speed abusing.
Yeah, 3 speed maps in a row, double time 3. Once again, 285 BPM, AR 10.3. Very, very difficult map all around. All basic raw mechanics, though. It's all just bursts and aim in this map. But when you have that AR 10.3, when it is that fast at 285, it can become so difficult to be consistent on something like that. And that's where a real preference toward DT and towards super fast maps comes in for somebody, especially like Okinamo.
And looking like we might be getting started shortly here.
I believe we've got some settings changes coming in for Bartek right now, and then we will be able to get into the map. So just a minute or 2 left, hopefully, before we get into it. And it seems like we are ready to go for this one. Is AR 10.3. A lot of players preferring a little gamma on something like this. I think that was the adjustment being made.
Okay, and we're straight into it. DT3 Okinamo's pick. Looking to take another point off Bartek and tie it up at 3-3.
Definitely not the best of starts for Bartek, down to about 90% accuracy, finding a lot of early misses there, but luckily for him, Okinamo not finding the FC through the start either, only down about 10 combo at the moment. Much better accuracy for Okinamo, but again, not mattering nearly as much as usual.
Yeah, negligible combo difference right now. Although Ak is still on the side of Okinamo. Already a quarter of the way into the map. Yeah, Okinamo taking a 200 combo lead here. Bartek not being able to find a combo. Yeah, both players saw the scores momentarily there. Okinamo knows he has that comfortable lead going into the more intense burst here. Still holding a very respectable 300 combo. Bartek just alongside him with a almost 200 combo now. Both players hitting that long burst.
And I think everybody probably heard that in the crowd, but not maybe at home. Luckily for those of you at home. But no real surprises going on in this map right now. Okinamo just beast moding through the 285 BPM streams and bursts, and Bartek having a little bit of trouble with it, not quite able to get above that 400K mark. Okinamo closing in on 700K right now, looking very, very good on this pick. It won't be an FC even if he combos the rest. He did find that reverse choke at the start, but still a phenomenal score for him regardless.
Yeah, definitely a dominant lead right now by Okinamo. Gonna be tying up at 3-3 here.
Yeah, we're going to get another close one. We just saw a tiebreaker between Malteser and Badu just a moment ago in the last match, and I don't know, it may be a little bit early to call it, but it seems like that's probably where we're going. We've got the hidden 2 left up for Bartek, and I believe Nomad 2 is actually still left up if Okinamo wants to pick into that. So solid score again from Okinamo, 900,000 on that map.
That's an amazing score. I mean, what can you do if you're Bartek? Absolutely nothing.
No, very few players would be able to get 900K plus on that. Okinamo looking extremely strong on that map and has been looking good on the speed all tournament long. He's had multiple matches at this point against both Bartek and Neneric where he was picking into the speed over and over again and still winning those points against 2 other players who usually you would expect to be able to win those points on speed themselves.
Yeah, I mean, Bartek potentially underperforming on the speed today, considering I'm pretty sure he almost FC'd that against Angel Kana.
I don't remember the scores from yesterday exactly. I do remember him having some pretty good speed scores against Kana, though. And yeah, definitely a potential underperformance from Bartek on the speed. Maybe not as warmed up as he would like to be for a match like this. It is hard to get that warm up on LAN, especially if you don't have, you know, your own PC set up at the event. But it's working out for him regardless. He's picking into the hidden maps. He's picking into the reading picks, and it is working for him here. Hidden 2 now to come up. LOVE here. This is the reading pick in Hidden, approach rate 8. Very, very tricky, awkward aim all throughout the map, mixed in with cut streams and slider streams and a couple of timing changes. Starting timing on the streams, a factor on this map as well.
Yeah, definitely comfortable for Bartek, known for his Hidden skill, known for being, you know, one of the best at one point, especially at Hidden. Although, okinamo keeping up fairly well. Also known for his Hidden back in the day.
Yeah, AR8 and AR6 are very different, by the way. Very, very different approach rates for most players. The massive advantage that Bartek had on Nomad 6 not necessarily carrying forward into something like this Hidden 2 pick.
Yeah, and okinamo actually finding a combo here. Bartek comboing through that stream, but finding a miss right after. Still holding about 5k lead right now.
It's about as close as it gets, honestly. 5,000 scores, basically nothing. These two players essentially tied up at the moment. Only a 10 combo lead for Bartek right now as well. A little bit of an act lead for him right now, but much like in Score V1, your previous act doesn't really matter. It's how well you can act these patterns right now that adds to your score instead. But Bartek looking very good on a lot of these patterns. Does find the break there on the slider stream into the next KI time, but okinamo finding multiple breaks to match Bartek's one. And that is going to favor Bartek going into the KI with a little bit of a combo lead at the moment.
Yeah, this has been neck and neck the whole way. Bartek, though, definitely the more comfortable player. okinamo finding a break there, going into the slow section. This is going to be really good for Bartek. He's going to be able to maintain this lead here.
He does find the slider break, but so does okinamo. Finds a couple misses in return, and that's going to keep that score lead ever so slowly growing in Bartek's favor. It's just barely grown above that 30k mark or so at this point. Definitely something that Bartek should be happy about, to have a little bit of a buffer here in case things go wrong in the last quarter.
Yeah, and if it's if any misses coming through here, okinamo and Bartek. Yeah, no, this lead is way too in Bartek's favor right now. Yeah, looking like he's going to be taking a 4-3 lead, taking match point.
A little bit of an earlier match point for Bartek. He did have the first pick after all, so we'll be getting that match point first. Both players, again, much like the last match, just trading their points back and forth. Two very different sets of picks, and each one working out in turn. Bartek with the win once again.
Yeah, and you know, both of these players are really good at Hidden, but as we can see, Bartek finding the consistency there, taking that Hidden too.
Yeah, more consistent on the day, has been picking into it more in tournaments as of recent. I mean, for example, in the Perennial earlier in this year, he wasn't a speed player in that tournament. He played hidden maps for his team the entire way through and barely played speed until some of the later rounds. So it's not something that he has really been picking into or playing a lot in tournaments recently, but it seems to be working out for him regardless, because he's been able to specialize a bit more into some of the more gimmicky maps, into some of the more reading-based picks, and those types of maps can be just as potent for him with how good of a player he is overall.
Yeah, and I mean, it's really a testament to how good everybody is here. These map pools are no joke.
I mean, it's
a little bit of banter between the players there.
It's a near 8-star map pool. Every map in this pool is incredibly hard. There's some that are a little harder than the others, but they're all very, very difficult. And I think I hear Nomad 1 playing in the background right now.
This is hidden one, actually.
This is hidden one, you're right. That map is banned, though. So I don't believe we're going to be getting that map anytime soon.
They're going to have to contact the referee there, but... yeah, we can wait a second just for the picks to come through.
There we go. I think
Nomad
that map
2
makes a lot of sense as well. Nomad 2. Talked about that a little bit earlier, but you know, it's not like Blue Zenith. It's not your usual Nomad 2 in a tournament setting. This is
it's really not.
It's all focused on the flow aim, right?
Yeah, definitely. Fairly non-standard. Brought Happy 30 back to map this specifically for the tournament, and I think he did a great job. Slightly less stamina than you usually see in a grand finals kind of map pool, but you know, this is more focused on the aim control, flow aim. Yeah, less so on the stamina. This is Okinamo's tournament life on the line. Looking to bring it to a tiebreaker. Another Galaxy collapse.
I told you I needed you back on the desk, Blue. You've been here for every tiebreaker so far.
Man, well, this would be a good one, considering both of these players are actually very fast. But let's not worry about that right now. Both players with an equal combo. Okinamo slightly more comfortable with the 98% accuracy. No breaks as of yet, though, early.
Yeah, both of them having just about the same combo at the moment. I think a couple of early breaks for both players actually right at the start of the map, but recovering right afterwards completely fine. A little bit better accuracy for Okinamo at the moment as well, but the score is basically tied up. There's a break for Bartek. Okinamo breaking right afterwards, though. It's going to keep it on a knife's edge as both players breaking and comboing the exact same portions of the map so far.
Yeah, literally neck and neck.
Well, there's another break for Okinamo actually right before the spinner, and that is probably going to give a little bit of a score lead over to Bartek, who is still finding the combo at the moment.
Yeah, 100 combo lead for Bartek right now. Looking to build a lead potentially and maintain it. Oh, but unfortunately he finds a break.
And Okinamo's been comboing all the while in the background, building steadily up to that 250 combo that he has right now, a little bit over a 200 combo advantage for himself. The score lead is still minuscule. It is less than 5K for Okinamo at the moment, so any combo breaks that he finds will be crucial for Bartek to potentially close this out early and avoid that tiebreaker scenario. But Bartek is at that match point. He can avoid that tiebreaker. He can avoid Galaxy Collapse if he's able to find that combo in the back half of this map, but it's also reliant on Okinamo finding a miss, currently at 400 combo, 300 combo up on Bartek.
Yeah, Bartek really preying on that Okinamo break right now. Because if it continues as is, Okinamo is going to force that Galaxy Collapse tiebreaker, and it's anybody's game at that point. But Bartek really needing to find a combo right now.
But I don't think he's able to. This is almost 100,000 score lead now for Okinamo, who is just crushing the middle portion of this map, going into the last quarter now with combo intact after the long stream section. And I think that may as well guarantee the tiebreaker for us. Over 150,000 score up for Okinamo at the moment, and still increasing that combo lead as Bartek finds more and more breaks, and Okinamo continues to combo through some of the most difficult portions of this Nomad 2.
Yeah, it was fairly close throughout the map, but Okinamo ultimately coming in with a confident win, forcing the tiebreaker in our second of today.
2 tiebreakers in a row as well. The quarterfinals definitely delivering on tiebreakers as per usual. A lot of times tournament quarterfinals always find themselves lots and lots of tiebreakers. We saw 5 of them in OWC last year, for example.
And there it is. Galaxy Collapse once again in the quarterfinals at COE. Very well played from both of these players right now.
Yeah, both of them putting up fantastic scores on a ton of different maps. We've seen a lot of close maps, especially on the Hidden 2, for example, that we just saw, as well on that Hard Rock 3. Both of those very, very close maps. So I think we're going to be getting a pretty close one here on Galaxy Collapse as well. A little bit of a difference from what we've seen so far from Okinamo. All speed picks so far, speed or stamina on the Nomad 2. For Galaxy Collapse here, it's a lot more of the aim control that gets baked into this pick rather than the speed. You do have, as we saw from Malteser, and maybe a slight preference towards some of the speedier players, but very few of the bursts in this map have the spacing that's just going to kill players who can't hit the bursts.
Yeah, and I think the speed for both of these players really isn't going to be an issue on the tiebreaker, like we saw in the last match with Badu, but unfortunately, yeah, I'm not really sure who to pick with this.
If I had to bet, just because we've already seen kind of a similar matchup between Malteser and Badu, I would have to bet on Okinamo, because he's been winning the speed picks all throughout. He's been winning a lot of the faster maps, especially something like the DT3 has a lot of similar patterning to something like the Galaxy Collapse pick and tiebreaker here. So I tend to favor him a little bit on this map, but I do think it could go either way. If we see a lot of combo breaks on the aim sections from Okinamo, I think Bartek is in a really good position to take advantage of that as well.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, like you said, we saw last time with Malteser, those bursts really have, you know, give a lot of people issues. Speaking of issues, I think Bartek having some technical difficulties right now.
We'll get those sorted just in a moment, and then we should be good to go for Galaxy Collapse here.
Seemingly ready to go.
All right, COE. Who's ready for tiebreaker number 2? It's time.
Come on. 2 in a row.
2 in a row. I'm excited again.
I am
Love
hyped.
seeing the tiebreaker.
All right, let's fucking go.
Always want to touch on, this is kind of a classic song in OS, right? A lot of people grew up in OS, so to speak, watching videos of Wolf trying to pass Galaxy Collapse back in the day. I know a lot of the newer players have grown up watching videos of near passes on it from players like White Cat and Emrek. A lot of really, really solid scores from very good players on this map. This one, the tournament version, however, very different. Lots of snappy aim in this one, and you can see already Okinamo having a little bit of trouble with that, as opposed to some of the more flowy aim that you see in the 10-star version that everyone knows and loves.
Yeah, both players not able to find a footing at the start here. Okinamo finding another break. Bartek missing at the end of that long burst.
But still with a combo lead at the moment. He should be able to bring this back. Okinamo as well, actually does have the combo lead right now, but has been a little bit shakier on the combo overall than Bartek. Is at that score deficit right now by about 10,000. Bartek finding another miss, however, is going to help Okinamo bring it back. But no, Okinamo not able to hold on to the combo, and this is shaping up to be a much closer tiebreaker than the one we saw earlier today.
Yeah, Bartek's looking to maintain his lead here. Got roughly 200 combo, finds a break though. This score is neck and neck right now.
Both players on that last break actually missing on the exact same note as well. Another miss comes through for Okinamo, but it's only a 50 combo lead for Bartek. Not a very big lead whatsoever. Less than 5,000 scores separating the two players right now, as they once again are just neck and neck on this map. Less like 2,000 score right now separating the two players. This is as close as it gets in tiebreaker.
Definitely closer than last match.
Yeah. Yeah, for those who are just joining us, by the way, last match we saw Malteser get 800 plus combo on this map and get well over 550k on it. So this is shaping up to be a far closer tiebreaker pick between these two, and we figured it would be with how well both of them have been playing throughout the match and the slight differences in their skill sets.
Yeah, the slow section here really makes a lot of difference if you combo these. Coming into the speed up, the finger control, and the fast sliders. We'll see if any of these plays falter. Bartek being the first to break.
Okinamo
Okinamo
right afterwards, though. But he does actually get a score lead out of that section of the map. That little bit of time with the extra combo benefits him with about a 20,000 score lead. And that's now, I think, the biggest score lead we've seen from either of these players so far. Only a 20,000 score lead.
Man, I don't know who this is going to go to.
Well, we've still got half the map left. Both of these players still plenty of time to get some score together. Plenty of time to bring some combo together. Okinamo finding misses on the squares there. Bartek able to hold on to a little bit of extra combo, but does find the miss right afterwards. Okinamo now with the combo lead once again. It's just misses traded one after the other in this section, but ever so slowly. It seems like that score lead is starting to go back over towards Bartek's side. A little bit less than 20K on the board right now, about 16K for Okinamo.
Man, it does not get closer than this. Okinamo actually slider breaking there. Bartek with now the combo lead.
And they're going to see that during these pauses, these short breaks, actually revealing the leaderboard to both of these players during the map. Bartek finding the miss right afterwards, not able to hold on to the combo, but he does shrink the score lead a bit down to about that 17K mark. Okinamo going to try to widen it back up once again. A little bit better accuracy for Okinamo as well, maybe playing a part in this score lead. When the score lead is as small as it is, even on score v1, the accuracy does matter sometimes.
Man, I can't imagine the nerves right now. Bartek does have the combo lead. Unfortunately, find a break as well as Okinamo. But that score.
It started to widen back up a bit, Blue. It's closer to that 20K than it used to be. It was down to 16K or so, but Okinamo has managed to widen it back up a bit. A little bit maybe more consistent combo, more consistent accuracy for Okinamo. They're going to see exactly how close it is. Less than 20K between the players as we get into the last quarter.
Yeah, 1/4 of the map left to go. A slightly slower section. Yeah, and this was where the map gets super intense. Both players not being able to find a foothold. Yeah, I mean, this section is brutal, man.
If either player can find any consistent combo during this part of the map, they can potentially win it, as the other player is just going to be finding combo break after combo break. There's a little bit of combo for Bartek going on right now, by the way. Does find a break on the slider jumps. Okinamo finding a miss right afterwards on the single taps, but neither of these players really able to find too much during this part of the map.
I don't know if it's going to be enough. I think Okinamo's going to take this here. Unless Bartek can find any kind of combo here. Going into the last section of the map. I think it's Okinamo.
It's completely even combo. Both of them on the exact same combo right now. Bartek finds the miss, and that is going to seal it up. Okinamo is going to take the tiebreaker. 20,000 points for him, and he moves on to top 4.
Very, very well played by both of these players. Man, these matches have been so close.
It's been great to see, especially after a bunch of relatively one-sided matches at the start and end of yesterday and at the start of today. So it has been very, very good to see a couple of close matches here in the middle of the quarterfinals. Really, really solid play from both of these players. Of course, well fought from Bartek, who managed to put up the 4 points needed to get to this tiebreaker and take it this close, less than 20,000 score. But it is Okinamo with the win and moving on to the top 4.
Man, you love to see this. You love to see this.
Yeah. Extremely close match. And a handshake for the two players. Known each other for years, played against each other a bunch of times before. Great to see the sportsmanship from both of them. And for Okinamo, good to see him moving on to the semifinals.
Man, it's a tough matchup both ways in the semifinals. I believe Malteser and Riedka. And then the winner of this next match versus Okinamo.
Yeah. Our next match, by the way, as a good transition into our next match, it's going to be Katberger versus Michny back here on stage in 15-20 minutes. Thank you all for watching out here at the event. You've been awesome as the live crowd. Thank you all for watching at home as well, and thanks to Blue for casting alongside me once again on the desk. We'll see you guys back here soon.
Thank you very much, everyone.